Amazing! Schleiden and Schwann recognized that eukaryotic cells, nucleated plant and animal cells, are the units of life. Koch understood that the prokaryotes, like bacteria, are much simpler cells. They lack nuclei and organelles, but are otherwise units of life just the same, and can be cultured to purity. Now we all of a sudden discover viruses. Are viruses a new type of life form? Maybe not. Viruses are pathogens that are much smaller than bacteria. So small they pass through the pores of filters and can't be seen under the light microscope. Consider this. A US penny is close to 20 millimeters in diameter. This is about 1,000 times bigger than a very large white blood cell, about 20 microns across. Such a cell is 10 times bigger than E. coli, the bacterium we used in the lab. One thing common to all cells and all bacteria is that they contain ribosomes. These are about 20 nanometers wide. Now, polio is a very small virus, just about the size of a ribosome. Here are a few more points where viruses differ from living cells. Genes in living cells are always made of DNA that then transcribes to RNA. Hence, both types of nucleic acid, DNA and RNA, are absolutely critical to support life. Viruses, on the other hand, contain only one of the nucleic acids, DNA or RNA, and consequently this means that for some viruses, genes are made of RNA. Whether made of DNA or RNA, viral genomes are always contained within a protective protein coat called a capsid. The capsid is made of monomers, simple protein subunits coded for by the virus. These assemble into round or helical containers that hold the viral genes. The capsid can either be covered with a lipid membrane, thus generating enveloped viruses, or not, and in this case are called naked viruses. The last point deals with the hosts that viruses infect. Living cells are able to replicate on their own. Viruses, however, can't do this. They are the ultimate parasite. In other words, they infect the cells of an organism, hijack and take control of the cell's protein production machinery, the ribosomes, and redirect the cell to become an efficient production line totally devoted to spewing out new viruses by the thousands. Every possible living organism on Earth can be a host to some type of virus. Viruses attack animals, plants, fungi, and even bacteria. No living being can escape viruses. They're everywhere and infect everything. As to the question, are viruses alive? Well, this is a matter of debate. Personally, I would argue no. And so we don't talk about the virus cells, but rather virus particles, indicating that they are substances, assemblies of proteins and genes. However, they are infectious, and at the expense of their hosts, they can replicate, spread, and infect new hosts. We also know that viruses can be very diverse, and within their own kingdom come in many, many different shapes and sizes. They can be DNA viruses or RNA viruses. They can be enveloped or naked. They infect all the living species in the world. Yet each virus tends to be extremely specific, picky for which host it can enter and in the cells of what organ they can replicate. This all seems rather confusing, doesn't it? Once again, let's ask Professor Baltimore to help us out and make some sense of the world of viruses.